Good morning, dear students. Now, today we will discuss about the fifth method of the purification of organic compound, and it is chromatography. Chromatography, the word is describing chroma, which is related as a Greek color. In a Greek language, chroma it means color, and graphy it means to separate section wise. So chromatography is a method which is related to the color and separation of the color into the different section. So chromatography and purification of organic compounds is separation of colored components with the impurities or compounds which acquires the color on reaction with some reagents. All the time it is not that the compounds are colored and this method is used. Sometimes it takes place that some compounds when reacts with some reagent and on reaction they give the color or they acquire themselves the color and become the colorful compound, then chromatography is used. Because of the medium. Medium, that means which medium is used, right? Because organic compounds, so medium will be also organic solvents. It may be CS2, it may be benzene, it may be benzoic acid. So these are all organic solvents, and because of that the other compound may acquire the colors. Chromatography is also used to test the impurity and purity of the compound. It is not always used to just separate, but it is also used to test the purity and impurity of the compound. So separation of the compound as well as purity checking is also done by the chromatography. And what is the biggest benefit? The biggest benefit of the chromatography is it does not need large mixture. Even with a little quantity, very small amount of mixture is enough for the test of the compound. Just a dot or a two. So there is no more waste of the compound also. Right? In this method, a mixture of the substance is applied to the solid or liquid stationary phase. So here in this method, the solvent which is used as a phase, as a medium, it is either solid or even liquid. One more thing is, in all other methods, we are not able to see how the separation is taking on. We just see the separation when actually it comes out. Here, it gives the visualization of the separation during which components are separated. So at the moment the components are separating, at the same time we are able to visualize them. The basic approach chromatography involves is the adsorption process. Now in last or before that, in one of the video I have told what is adsorption. It is different than absorption. Right? Now see here, I have given an example. When a sponge is dipped in the water, when you have a sponge and if you are dipping the sponge in a water, water will be filled up in the pores of the sponge, and this is termed as an absorption process. And when we squeeze, right, the sponge, water will flow out because the water has acquired the space in the sponge where there are pores. So that process where completely the water is filling up into the substance, then it is called absorption. I have given example with the cotton, that if you dip cotton, then you will see that cotton completely get wet because the pores, the space which is there, it will fill with the water. On the other hand, what happens? When a chalk is dipped in the red color water or any other color, I have just taken here red color for just an example. After some time, when chalk is taken out, the surface of the chalk is seen pinkish red, like this. So we feel that yes, chalk is completely red. But when it is broken and seen from front, you will see that the mead or the core region is still white. This process of absorption only on a surface is adsorption process, right? So I have given also example of that charcoal, bone charcoal, animal charcoal, which is also undergoing adsorption process. So it is also acquiring the impurities for the purification of the colored organic compound. So in chromatography, the basic approach depends on the adsorption and not on the absorption. And you also please take care, B and D has a great difference, right? So chromatography is classified as adsorption chromatography and partition chromatography. Adsorption, that means which is taking place on the surface of the particular substance or a particular solvent, compounds, and partition, that means which is into the columns or into the paths. So what is the adsorption chromatography? It is based on the fact that the different compounds are adsorbed to different degrees. What is the again a basic fact? That the different compounds are adsorbed to different degrees. It means when the compounds are mixed and when we are there to separate them, all the compounds will not be separated at the same rate. One will separate faster, the other will slow, the other will still slower. So different compounds are adsorbed at different degrees. Common adsorbent used as a main solvent are silica gel or alumina. And on this silica gel or alumina, the compound or the mixtures which is to be separated is to be filled, and then the solid or a liquid medium is also added. The next is partition chromatography. It is based on continuous differential partitioning of components of a mixture. Continuous differential partitioning between stationary and mobile phase. And here the example is paper chromatography. So what happens in paper chromatography? Partition takes place. We will have to take one beaker or a special glass chamber in which a clean water is filled up. This is the general idea of paper chromatography, right? So which will help us to know that actually what happens, in which plastic or wooden slits has to be taken on which a filter paper or a thick tissue paper is tied up so it can remain straight. Then you have to make one mark here and you put one colored dot of a sketch pen. Red dot, on it you put blue dot, on it you put yellow dot, 2-3 dot on the same spot you put. And then this slit has to kept into the clean water, but you must take care that the dot which is made, it should not touch the water. The below portion only should touch the water, dot should remain little away. What here we will observe. Now see this. It is based on continuous differential partitioning of the components mixture between stationary and mobile. So here now what happened, this is the filter paper or thick tissue paper, it is the stationary, and water, it is the mobile. So these two are the phase. And now continuous differential partitioning component. Now you know, here we know that I have made this dot by spotting red, yellow and green, or red, blue and green. 3 different colors you have to spot on only one position. That we know, right? So as per this principle, this both should be continuously differentiated and they should be partitioned. It means if one is differentiated, The other should not mix on it. It should be other than it. Then only the partition is concerned, or it will be the proper way. So here, after some time when we will observe, we will see that one of the band is seen separately, the another band is seen separately, still the another band is seen separately if you have added 2 or 3 types of ink. I have just here example given that here 2 red and blue inks are spotted. So first band blue ink will see, the second is red, right? This is for the idea. And still water is still rising here. This is the water band, and you see they are against the gravity. They will be separating upward. They will rise upward, right? That is, they are rising against the gravity. So what happens here? In this manner, by the help of this solid and liquid phase, we are able to separate the different mixture which is mixed together. And then after they are collected, here what happens? Then after people comes to know that what is mixed. And that is why you know that in forensic lab, blood reports, why the blood samples are taken and how the people come to know that yes, the person is addicting to the drug or he is a drunkard. By checking the blood, they will come to know that yes, in his blood alcohol is found, in his blood some caffeine, morphine, opium, like the drugs are found in. And then from that report, the police inquiries and all takes place, right? This you have seen in the movies, you have heard in the newspaper. So this is the way how it is checked. Whatever is present in the blood, it will be separated here. This is the simplest one, right? There are different methods, but one, and we are going to discuss it. So here, water is the mobile phase and paper is the stationary phase. Now the very first, adsorption chromatography. As I told, adsorption, and second is partition. So this is the idea of partition. Now in adsorption chromatography, again it is of 2 types. One is column chromatography and the another is thin layer chromatography. Column, see the word says that they will be in the different columns. So in column chromatography, a glass tube, just like a burette is taken, which is having stopcock here, and in it a silica gel is filled up, which is the main medium. Then on it, whatever the mixtures are to be separated, mixtures are kept. See here, it is A, B and C all together. On this mixture, the mobile, this is the stationary now. So mobile phase solvent, appropriate solvent is used, right? And then after some times you will see that whatever the solvent is added on the mixture, they will try to dissolve the mixture, and then components A, B, C here will try to adsorb along with the gravity. Here what will happen? They will adsorb along with, that means towards the gravity. In paper chromatography what we saw, it was rising against the gravity. And here it is adsorb, that means this mixture, they will get dissolved by the solvent and try to adsorb. That means they will try to remain on the surface of the silica gel and will try to come down. And we see here, first what happens? This A, which is easily adsorbed, it will be on the top only. It will remain on the top, and B plus C will still lower down. After some times we will see that even B will also leave the C and it will remain here, and C will adsorbs down. So here A is easily adsorbed and so it remain on the first surface there only. Then B and then C as seen in the column. See, they are now column wise. And this is the reason that as it is seen towards the gravity in a column, so it is column chromatography. But here, actually what we are learning the purification methods. But this is not a purification method. This is just separation. After this, purification will take place. So here, all three are separated but not purified. Now for purification, what is to be done? Right? So first of all, eluent is taken. For the purification, now the another type of solvent is taken, and that solvent is called eluent. Right? Eluent are the solvent which will react to the respective component and will not bother or will not take consideration of other components and will come out and is collected from this end point, that is by opening the stopcock. Then after the collection of one of the component, the another eluent is used. It will mix with B and it will come down, then B is collected out. In the same way, the another eluent is taken. So one by one, the eluent used is another solvent, and what happens? One by one, all these components are taken out. And at last, this is only the separation. So at last what will happen? Whatever the components are taken out, then they are purified by other methods which we have discussed: distillation, evaporation or filtration. And then the appropriate components are purified and attained. So this is about the column chromatography, right? And somewhat about the paper chromatography. Now still the type of chromatography is left, which we will discuss in the next video. Thank you.